So now that we have two shapes that kind of work together, I want to also talk about like how do we put text inside of it. So there's two options for putting text inside of a shape to really call out something. Like maybe you want to do a pull quote or you want to do like a little notice to somebody. And the way you can do that is by either inserting a text box or by actually typing inside the shape. So I want to kind of show you both. So I'm going to go ahead and take my double circle that I have here. I'm going to copy and paste it. So that way I have two of them. So I have two different versions and we can look at two different versions of how this works. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to create a text box. So when you're clicked on a shape, the shape format tools pop up in the ribbon in its own tab, and you have the ability to insert other types of shapes directly from here over on the left of the ribbon. So you could like insert a text box here. You could even edit a shape and change like the different points of a shape. And then you have this double drop down menu that shows all the shapes that we saw at the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a text box. You can also do this on the Insert tab. You have a whole text box section under text box here. And we're going to talk about this in the future because there's actually like built-in text boxes that are all made for you automatically. But in this case, we're just doing a plain old text box. So on the Shape Format tab, I'm going to grab the text box option. My cursor will again turn into a crosshair, just like it did when I drew a shape. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a text box over this circle. Now, I want to go ahead and put like, this is important, right? Like it's something that you would call out or it would be something that you would tell people. And so I put my text in there, but it's white with a fill color and it has a black outline. And I want it to look like it's just text sitting on these circles. So I'm going to grab my text box and I'm going to challenge you real quick to pause your video here and remove the background color and the stroke for this text box to make it see through so the pink comes through and it doesn't look like there's a text box there. To do this, I'm going to go up to the shape styles and I'm going to remove not only the shape outline, but the shape fill. So I'm going to go up to shape fill here and I'm going to do no fill. I'm going to go up to shape outline and I'm going to choose no outline. And at that point, when I click off of it, now you won't tell that there's a text box there. It just looks like text on top of there. And then we can take our text and we can, like, for instance, use our word art styles. We could make it like white with a purple outline. We could then go to the home tab and make any changes we want to, where like we're increasing the font size, maybe we're centering the text. We can adjust the size of our text box and move it around. And you can make something really stand out on top of these shapes. Now, this again is not grouped with the shape. So if I move the shape, it moves without the text. So I'm going to go ahead and hold shift and I'm going to select both the text box and the shape at the same time. And I am going to go ahead and group those together by right click and group. And now when I click off of it, now they work together and I can move them together. Okay. So that's the first way you can add text. The second way is to actually select the shape and then add text to it directly. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on this pink circle here. And what I want you to figure out, I want you to pause the video here and see if you can find the option to add text to this shape. So to add text to the shape, I can actually right click it. And that will give me the option to then add text right here. So when I click add text, I can then type inside the shape and it puts my cursor in the middle of the shape and I can type this is important. And you can see that then I can do all the same things I just did where like I pick a word art style and I make it bigger using the home tab options for font. And you can see that also it won't allow it to leave the space of the circle because we're typing inside of that circle. So unlike the text box where I could actually like control things and make it bigger and make it almost sit out, make it seem like it's going to sit outside the circle, but not actually, I'm controlled here by how wide the circle actually is. And you can see up in my ruler that I actually only have so much space that I'm allowed to go. So that is another way that you can add text to your shapes.